Hey, what's up guys? I do hope you are all having a great day. It's been a while since we've done a video like this, and in today's video we are finally going to be continuing the work on the E46. Hopefully with this it should start up. Well, it did start up before. So here's what I got. I got some ignition coils from Amazon. They aren't an expensive brand, they're just a cheap brand. I think they were like 25 bucks each. Just got those to make sure that it runs. If it runs, and if it does, and if these do fail, then I will definitely replace them with better quality ones. But I did read online that these are fine, and alongside those I got some NGK spark plugs and a valve cover gasket, which I'll be doing in another day. So this most likely will not take too long, maybe about half an hour to an hour, depending on if I follow the boots on the ignition, the coils that come out fine. If they don't and they're stuck, then that's going to be another pain. We have to remove them. But if they do come out by themselves, that's perfectly fine. So I've done a couple videos before just opening this up, so I'm not going to do that again step by step. Basically just remove the filter, the entire mount for it, move these wires and remove this. Then you get to the ignition coils and the spark plugs. All you really need is a 10mm flathead and a spark plug tool with an extension and a ratchet. So those are just like the basic tools that you need, and maybe needle nose pliers if the ignition coil boot does get stuck, and that's all you really need. So I guess let's get to it. Alright, so now that we got everything else to remove, now you have access to the ignition coils and the spark plugs. This is an N96, so this is cylinder 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 6. Sometimes when it says it's between ignition 1 and 5, it could basically be any of them, but I'm going to start off with just replacing 1, 5, and 6, starting it up and seeing how it goes. As you guys can see, a couple of these are the original ones, a couple of them are the aftermarket, so it could just be the ones that have failed or the ones that are older. So for this you need the 10mm and a flathead to remove all that. I thought for sure the last time I had attempted to remove one of them that was stuck, but they all came out fine. So now we got the NGK spark plugs. These ones are already gapped, so I don't need to gap them. I got this spark plug socket on an extension with a ratchet, and I'm just gonna go one by one. And so I put these on top so no dirt and debris get inside, and I'm just gonna remove one, change the spark plug, put it back in, and just do that. Then I'll first just swap in the ignition, the coils that I seem that may be broken, that may be wrong, and then start up and see and scan it and see which ones need to be changed. So let's get to that. Here's the old one. It's a bit burnt out, so these weren't due for changing. You see it's a bit burnt down, but you can see at the end there's a bit of oil, so that might have been causing it as well. So let's just swap it out. That's probably because the valve cover gasket needs to be replaced. So I put in the new ones. If it all works out, I have the gasket here, and I'll just do that on my next weekend where I'm available. So as long as it can run, I'm fine putting in more money into it, more time into it. So let's see what happens. Let's get on with the video. So I think I know why cylinder 5 is having a misfire. Well, I popped this open and oil just splurted out everywhere. Like, god damn, that's nasty. Look inside, can we see inside there? Can't really see inside, but the whole thing is covered in oil. Shit, that's not good. I know I'll have to replace this one. Damn. Alright guys, so this pretty much confirms for me that the valve cover, the gasket on the E46 needs to be replaced. These are the spark plugs for cylinder 5 and 6. They're covered in dirt and oil, but the main thing was that the ignition coils were covered in all of the old oil. This is cylinder 5, that's cylinder 6. Seems like most of it was in cylinder 5. Cylinder 6 was just wet, but not as dirty as cylinder 5. So it does definitely need to place the valve cover gasket on the E46. That isn't something I planned on doing today. So I'm gonna leave that for the next weekend. So let's keep going on this, and hopefully it starts up and the misfiring stops for now. Alright guys, so now that we got them all in, now before we put everything back together, I'm going to boost the car and make sure it runs, scan for any codes, scan for any misfires. If anything, now it might read a misfire from cylinder 1 to 4. I've replaced those two, and here's the thing, if it reads 1 to 4 or like cylinder 1 then cylinder 4, it could be cylinder 2 or 3. Now these being said, these two are the original ignition coils, so one of those might have gone bad. I replaced this a few years back, this one should be fine, and these three are new. So if anything, I have an old one for cylinder 1. I could probably take these out one by one and see which one has an issue, if it has any at all. And now, do not get me wrong, I definitely am not going to ignore replacing the valve cover gasket. I just don't have the time to do that today. So I'm going to plan that for another weekend. And now let's just boost the car and see if it actually runs again. Alright, I got the cables hooked up to the Honda and connected to the E46. Oh, it's too bright. So I'll let it recharge for a few minutes, then we'll give it a go. Still needs to recharge. Alright, I changed the angle. I attempted a couple times. It's slowly getting power again. I think if I attempt it now, it should start up. Fingers crossed. If not, I have to wait another 5 or 10 minutes. It got working, and that noise you hear right now is the fan. I need to change that, but it did clear up all the codes except for cylinder 5. That's most likely because of valve cover. That's fine. All the other ones are done. There's no issues anymore. I cleared the code and the idle's back to normal-ish. So I'm going to keep it on for a while and let's see how it goes. Alright, so here's an update. It is a bit loud because of the radiator fan, but car runs, the temperature is fine, we get fuel and everything. It's perfect. All I need to do now is replace the radiator fan. This starter might be going out because it was having an issue right now, but that might be because it was dead for so long. I had done the ignition, it wasn't starting. I gave it a bit of gas and it fired right up. That's good. I need to fill up air in that tire right now. Make sure it doesn't overheat or anything. I did the cooling stuff for this, like I think 2 months ago. So, and all that's been recorded. So now I want to fill that up with air, make sure it's a bit fine, then move the SUV other way and just take it around the street, because I'm hopefully the leak that was coming from the bottom wasn't something major, just maybe coolant or something like that, and I'll figure that out. As long as it runs and there's no misfiring, the car is fine. I'm definitely going to pour more money into it now and get this ready for the winter, because this is going to be my daily in the winter if I ever need to go out somewhere. If not, it's a project car, man, and it's finally getting the love that it deserves. We've had this for over 5 years now, and more than half the time it's been in the driveway not being used. So here's to the future. Alright guys, and with that being said, I'm going to end the video right here for today. I'm going to do some more stuff to the E46, get it planning right, close it, and I'm going to put everything back together, then take it for a spin, see how it goes. Hopefully it moves. The brakes might be seized up because it's been so long that it's been down there, but let's see but I guess let's have a look and see what happens. So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. The car is running again. The engine's fine to an extent. It runs and drives, I guess, so that's perfect. So with that being said, I'm going to end today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We are going to be doing more videos on the E46 now that we know that it does still run. Comment down below what you would like to see done to the car, or some repairs that you might want to see. I'll be happy to do them because this car will most likely need them anyways. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, do consider hitting the like button down below and subscribing, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.